Breaking news this morning, one person is dead, another in the hospital after an overnight crash. You're taking a look at the scene here. Officers were called to 132nd and Industrial Road just before 2 o'clock this morning. We're told the victim, who was taken to the hospital, has serious injuries. No word right now on the cause of this crash. Also breaking, one person's in the hospital after another crash. This one happened near 114th and Dodge just before 11:30 last night. We are told the victim's injuries in this case are not serious. Stay with First Alert 6 on air and online. We'll let you know as soon as we learn more information on both of these breaking stories. We do want to thank you for joining us here on First Alert 6 streaming on this Friday morning. It's like there's a battle. There's a battle between fall and there's summer, and they're pulling and they're pulling. And right now, summer is winning.
Summer keeps winning.
Yes.
Every once in a while, we get a little taste of fall. Maybe a morning.
We did earlier, yeah.
A random afternoon, but summer's probably going to win out for you this weekend. Let's talk about it because this is likely to be the warmest day of the work week we've had so far. It does get hotter by Sunday, but you can see there's nothing but sunshine out there right now, and we're going to warm up at a pretty good pace. We're in the 50s right now. Coolest we've been so far this morning, 58. From here, we will be able to climb as the showers, thunderstorms from last night, and most of those just developed in our southeastern counties and moved away. Those are taking the clouds with them, and temperatures have fallen off into the 50s and still some lower 60s. But that's where we're starting the day today. Pretty comfortable and just a touch warmer than what we were yesterday. Notice near 50 in Norfolk, a little sign of some cooler air trying to work its way in. Wind's pretty light, but it's the north breeze that's dropped our temperature a little bit, and it'll be a north wind today that dries the air out and helps us warm. Yeah, north wind, you can still warm. It all depends on the air mass that's overhead, and with a north wind gusting to 20 miles per hour, it's going to dry the air out. We got plenty of sunshine. We should be able to surge close to 80 degrees today, and that's what will happen by lunch. We're up into the low 70s. We get 70s all afternoon. Remember, the high happens in a short little window, right around 3:30, 4 o'clock. So when we see a high of 80 today, that doesn't mean 80s all day. It means briefly getting up to 80, while most of the afternoon is going to be in the 70s, and then cooling off by 7 o'clock with high school football right around 70 degrees. Should be 60s for those games all across the area. High clouds start to move in from the west later this evening and overnight, and we'll start off the day with some clouds around Saturday. Notice, though, a small chance of some showers. A few of those try to move in. I think your best odds probably going to be Columbus and Norfolk tomorrow. Otherwise, the rest of the day and the rest of the area should stay dry. South-southeast wind right up near 20 miles per hour tomorrow. So not a big deal there, but it'll start to increase overnight. And you can notice 75 for the high on Saturday with quite a few clouds around, but they should be high clouds and we can warm up. And then 86 for the high on Sunday. That's the warm day. It doesn't look like we'll break a record. Those are, believe it or not, in the 90s right now, but it's going to be a warm day all the way around on Sunday, no matter where you're at.
It's going to be warm. You also have windy in all caps. So how much wind can we expect?
The thing, in order to get that warm this time of year, you need a little help. Okay. And it's going to be that wind that likely is gusting 30 to 40 miles per hour a good chunk of the day on Sunday, and could go to 45. Now, that's usually not damaging, but it'll be very noteworthy. That's snag a car door, ding the car next to you, move a shopping cart around, and maybe if you're trying to enjoy the outdoors, just blows everything around. That's what we're dealing with. And that'll start to pick up early in the morning on Sunday, gusts near 30. We head into the afternoon, we're talking gusts 30 to 40 miles per hour, pretty prevalent. And an isolated 45 mile per hour gust wouldn't surprise me. You can see these little darker pockets that show up on the contours. That could be some 45 mile per hour gusts. Still pretty breezy into the evening, and then overnight Sunday night, those will flip. They'll be out of the north by the time you wake up on Monday. Still noteworthy, but it is something that we'll have to watch, try to drag in some cooler air on Monday. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like that gets here. Tuesday's the coolest day we have in the forecast, but most of the cold air's to the north. It's cool on Tuesday because of some clouds and the showers we have around. So we're still waiting for frost. Likely not going to get any next week the way it appears, as all the cold air masses stay to the north. We can see a little bit trying to sneak down here by next weekend. I think if you go just beyond that, into the October 20th, the week of October 20th, signs of some cooler air trying to move in, and you get clear skies, calm winds with that. May get our first frost potential, but that's the earliest I think we see anything try to show up. And you'll notice on the 10-day forecast, again, you got to go beyond the next 10 days to get that, and that's what the week of October 20th is. A lot of highs in the 70s, morning lows in the 40s and 50s. And the coolest we have on the map there, or that's not a map, that's a chart. 64 on Tuesday.
Okay, all right. But cooler air, as you could be on the horizon.
Yeah, you just got to wait a little bit.
Right.
It'll get here before you.
All right, I'm fine. Rusty, thank you. All right, let's get to traffic. You've been monitoring that situation on the 480 North Freeway.
Yeah, it's been an ongoing situation where we had police activity that started this whole thing, and it blocked the right lane. That lane has reopened and been open for a little while, but it hasn't really helped.
Slow?
Yeah, it hasn't helped with how things are moving through there. So let's check in on where those delays sit. It is on the ramp itself as you're trying to get to the southbound 480 right before you get to Dodge. So there it is. You can see it's on the shoulder there. But look at all the backups that will reappear, hopefully, here in a second.
Hello. And Jared,
Yeah, took a power hit or
we
something?
did, or something. Should
Well.
you guys want me to go to the news and come back to Jared? Okay, so we do have some breaking news to get to just into our newsroom this morning. Officers were called to a shooting. It happened at 20th and Ohio. It happened just before 5 this morning. At about 5:15, we're told a shooting victim walked into a local hospital. Right now, it's unclear if these two incidents are connected. We also don't have any information on the victim's condition at this hour. Of course, we'll be sure to update you on air and online as soon as we learn more details. The Douglas County Sheriff's Office and Department of Homeland Security served 9 warrants as part of a labor trafficking investigation in South Omaha. Now, this investigation involves an employer who is accused of smuggling workers into the community. They reportedly paid the workers below minimum wage and made them live in housing owned by the employer at a cost equal to their rate of pay. We are told the warrants were served near these areas on your screen here. They were also served near 157th and Lincoln Avenue and in Bellevue. The Douglas County Sheriff says there would be many benefits to entering a contract with the federal government to house ICE detainees at the county jail. In a memo sent to county leadership, Aaron Hansen points to June's ICE raid at Glen Valley Foods. More than 70 workers were detained then. Hansen says if there was a similar facility here in Douglas County, it would allow for detainees to stay closer to loved ones and have better access to legal representation. It would also have meant not traveling those 11 plus hours round trip for legal proceedings. The League of United Latin American Citizens says they do not support any deal between Douglas County and ICE. Well, Nebraska Attorney General Mike Hilgers is suing OPPD. The lawsuit is over the utilities plans for its North Omaha station. OPPD is set to retire 3 older electrical generation units at the station and convert 2 others from coal to natural gas. Hilgers claims the plan will drive up prices for consumers.
You are making decisions to take generation capacity offline in ways that will certainly will increase costs, in ways that will absolutely undermine reliability. That is a violation. That is directly contradictory to the policy as set out by the Nebraska legislature. And that, for that reason, and really only that reason, is why we're involved.
We contacted OPPD and were told they cannot comment on pending litigation. Here at the Safety Desk with our Maria Kate, experts say many blood donors may not know much about giving plasma. It is a critical part of helping people with certain medical disorders. And Maria, what more can you tell us about the importance of plasma donation?
Well, Cerise, experts say giving plasma, it's actually pretty different from when you donate whole blood if you go to a blood drive. So the Plasma Protein Therapeutics Association says that plasma is collected through a machine, and then that machine separates the plasma from the donor's blood. Then that remaining blood components, those are then given back to the donor.
The process takes about an hour. And has about the same side effects as general blood donation. You might feel a little dizzy, maybe a little fatigued the day after.
Plasma can also be used in emergencies, and if you want to donate or find a donation center, there's a website you can visit, plasmaweek.org.
I don't think about that, but we need to. All right, Maria also has a first alert to a new recall this morning.
Yes, this one's for cinnamon. Eureka Inc. They're recalling the Dura ground cinnamon, and this is the 100-gram containers. The FDA says that the product could actually be contaminated with lead. So extended exposure to lead, that can potentially lead to different health health problems. Luckily, though, there haven't been any illnesses with this recall so far. The cinnamon was sold from late August to early October, so you might have it in your pantry. You want to throw it out or bring it back, but you can also find some more information at FDA.gov.
All right, good to know. Maria Kate at the Safety Desk this morning, and we'll be right back. Well, a lot of Husker faithful will be making that trek to Maryland, and how's the weather going to work out for them?
Big Ten Conference expands, you get some bigger road trips, don't you? And you're heading to the East Coast for this one as you go to Maryland. The weather's looking pretty good with temperatures in the 60s. There's some spotty showers, a little system running up the East Coast. It may actually turn into a tropical system, but I doubt it's going to have a huge impact on the game. Probably just going to have some very spotty showers, temperatures in the 60s for the most part, but heads up for that one with the 2:30 kick in Maryland. There goes the rain and the thunderstorms off towards the southeast from our area last night. Winds pretty light out of the north, but it is going to try to bring some drier air in. That's why the dew point will go down as we go over the course of the day. Not all that high right now. It's in the pleasant range, but it gets better and better as we go into the afternoon. So it should be a pretty good morning to open up the windows, let some of that refreshing air in, and we'll be near 60 degrees to start. Yeah, pretty warm by the end of the day. That's 10 degrees above average, up near 80 for the high with abundant sunshine all around the air. If you need to get the yard mowed, it looks like a pretty good stretch to do that. No big rain chances. Got some on Sunday, but it's very late in the day with the best ones, probably after sunset. So if you're mowing that late, probably not good anyway, well after sunset, but overall you have some good daylight stretches to get that done. Now 75 on Saturday with a small chance of a shower. Most of us stay dry. Sunday, we're going to see some scattered showers in the morning hours. Most of those probably to the north. Here's Omaha and Lincoln right here. Those move to the northeast and out of here. And then we get our clearing. That's how we get to 86. And a first alert to that wind we talked about earlier. That'll gust to near 45 miles per hour at times in the area. So it's going to be a blustery one. And heads up, farmers out in the field, or just anybody out and about. The fire danger probably elevated on Sunday with that wind and a lot of the dry vegetation that normally comes as we head into fall. Then Sunday by 6 o'clock, notice this developing line of some thunderstorms. That'll try to drop southeast, and deep into the evening could have some lingering in the area. So that's something I'll be watching. That's mostly what this 40% pertains to. It's a far better chance in the evening hours, late evening hours, of some thunderstorms moving through. Wind gusts on Sunday, 30 to maybe as high as 40 pretty easily. I think some 45 mile per hour gusts are possible, as I'm only showing you every hour here. They're out of the south and southeast, so you're going to notice those pick up. It is going to drive the humidity up a little bit on Sunday, but then it drops on Monday and then slowly tries to recover over the course of the week. So you're going to notice some ups and downs in that regard. But 80 to 75 tomorrow, the cool day, 86 on Sunday. Pretty warm start to Sunday too, in the lower 60s, and then you get some 60s for afternoon highs as we head into Monday and Tuesday, but not a soggy start to next week like we had this past week. Best chance of rain will probably be Tuesday morning, the way things are shaking out this time around.
All right, we see Monday and Tuesday more hints of fall.
Hints
of fall.
Yeah.
Is that it? Are we?
That's about it.
Is that it? Okay.
You're still waiting and wondering. Morning lows in the 40s and 50s, above average. Afternoon highs, 70s. By the time we get to this weekend here, the very end of the 10-day forecast, average high is 65 degrees. So it gives you a little indication. We fall off pretty quickly with our averages, but still going to be very mild. And even look beyond into that week of October 20th, there are hints that maybe some cooler air tries to drop in, but warmer than average trying to win out, especially during the daylight hours. It does look like a little busier weather pattern, though, so maybe we get a few more chances of rain heading into the middle of the month. But overall, warm still wins out. And that early forecast we had of the warmer than average October, I think that's holding true. No real signs or reason to think otherwise at this point.
I'm not upset about 70s.
I mean, it's good. You can open the windows, you can enjoy it. You're getting, we'll call it fall plus or something.
Yeah, those cooler temperatures are coming. We know it. All right, Jared, as you were saying.
Yeah, where did we leave off? Yeah, we were talking about going from the North Freeway to 480 and how there's this police situation that's ongoing. Let's try to take a look at it. And there we go. Okay, so we have the right shoulder being blocked, and we've got quite the delays in the lead up to it. You can see it there extending there onto the horizon as people are heading onto this ramp. So it's not in traffic, but people are seeing the police lights, they're checking up, and as a result of that, you are looking at things slow through that stretch. So be ready for that if you're going from North O trying to head toward downtown. You're going to be running into some of these delays that are in place here on that ramp, and those do extend almost to the Hamilton interchange. So it's going to be a little bit of a stretch there that you're seeing those delays remaining in place. Be ready for that as you head southbound from the North Freeway to 480. Now elsewhere, we had a crash that happened a little while ago. This is Fort Crook as you're heading southbound just past Chandler. Sounds like a vehicle hit a deer, unfortunately. So that's what's going on in that area. Watch for that being an active scene as well as you get just past Chandler. Doesn't seem like we're seeing big delays, but something to watch for as you head into that area. Mostly, though, aside from those two areas, it's been a pretty quiet start to our Friday morning drive. Even I-80, where we've had all sorts of problems trying to go westbound over the course of not just the last week, but the last couple of months, is a little slow as you get right near Giles, but it's not nearly as bad as some of the mornings that we've seen. Dodge holding up pretty well, a little slow in Benson as you're trying to make your way along Maple, but overall it's a pretty smooth start to the commute once you get past what we're seeing there on 480. Now, I will say here, we get later in the weekend, I want to first alert you that we have junk stock that is happening, and as you make your way toward Waterloo, it could start getting busy in that direction. So that's a spot that could see some delays as we make our way through the course of the weekend. Be ready for that if you're heading in that direction. It's the second weekend of junk stock.
All right, appreciate the heads up, Jared. Thank you. Still to come this morning, a Swifties dedication on full display, but with a twist. That's when First Alert 6 streaming returns. Welcome back, everybody. A true Swiftie is getting major attention for her spooky and sparkly tribute to Taylor Swift.
Yeah, Miranda Sokoop turned her yard into the life of a showgirl. Play on the new album name, Spectacle. Of course, that album, The Life of a Showgirl. So the display, Life of a Showgirl, is full of skeletons in bedazzled costumes, haunted versions of Swift's album covers, and even some nods to fiancé Travis Kelce.
Where?
As well as the couple's cats. Are those
they
supposed to be the cats?
Yeah.
Visitors can
the
exchange
podcast.
friendship bracelets, bookmarks, and trinkets, just like a T-Swift concert. Got to get those friendship
There were the
bracelets.
Kelce brothers.
Yeah.
The skeleton version.
Good. You know what?
So the old Swift can't come to the phone now because she's undead? Maybe?
Yeah. Back from the dead.
It's Halloween displays.
You got to get creative now. I mean,
I
to be
know.
original with the Halloween displays.
Everybody loves Taylor Swift. So.
Yeah, they do. And everybody loves Halloween. And everybody loves birthdays. It's Maria's birthday. And we've got a cookie cake. Speaking of Halloween.
Perfect.
And it's Jacob's his birthday was this week. And our producer Matthew's birthday is this month. So we got them all in. We're celebrating October birthdays.
All right.
Happy birthday.
Yes.
Pull it up here.
All sugared up.
Look at that.
You know what? It's like National Cake Decorating Day. People do amazing things with decorations these days. So a shout out to all the
Trying
decorators.
not to wear this here.
And I mean the colors too. It's
Look at
beautiful.
that. Oh, good. Who is doing that work? Hey, Ron, is that you? All right. Thanks for joining us. We're going to get ready for our update in the Today Show. Again, a very happy birthday to Maria Kay.
Thank you.
Live from WOWT, First Alert 6 starts now.
Good morning, everybody. It is 7:26. I'm Cerise Cole. Let's get right to First Alert 6 traffic with Jared Lansford.
Yeah, we've been seeing this ongoing situation as you try to go from the North Freeway south to 480. We've got police activity that's been on the right shoulder here for a little while, and we've got all sorts of backups that extend up to Hamilton. So as you try to make your way south in this area, be ready for it to be very slow and for things to check up pretty quickly. There you can see how far those delays extend. That's our biggest issue that we have. We've also had a crash that is on Fort Crook, just south of Chandler. Looks like traffic's getting through there in okay shape, but use some caution as you head through that stretch. Elsewhere, we aren't seeing too big of problems that have shown up at this point in the commute. We'll continue to track it, though, as the morning goes on.
Out the door now, we have temperatures that are right around 60 degrees thanks to the clouds and the thunder showers that have moved off towards the southeast, and the clear skies will win out today. Much like you see right here. You can see the very last little hints of those clouds exiting to the east right on the horizon. 58 at the moment. Light north breeze helping to drop that dew point a little bit over the course of the day. And you can see into the afternoon we get lower readings on the muggy meter. So that works out well. Makes for a pretty comfortable afternoon. It'll heat up though. Near 60 now. Near 80 by 4 o'clock. Abundant sunshine all day long. Wind gusts near 20 miles per hour at times out of the north over the course of the day today. So you'll notice that a little bit, but that's what's helping to dry it out a little. 75 Saturday. Warm and windy on Sunday. Rain early, rain late, potential anyway in between. Windy and 86 for the high.
All right, Rusty, thank you. To breaking news now. Officers called to a shooting at 20th and Ohio just before 5 this morning. About 5:15, a shooting victim walked into a local hospital. Right now, it's unclear if these two incidents are connected. We also aren't sure of the victim's condition at this hour. We'll be sure to update you on air and online as soon as we get more information. It is 8:28, 7:28. We're back with another update for you in 25 minutes. We'll see you then.